You've been through it before. Just kind of take a couple minutes if you can to introduce yourself. Any background we need to know.
Okay.
And why you're running again. We'll do questions after that.
Okay, well, Mike Tucker, I'm the mayor of the city, been mayor for 4 years. Prior to that, I was, probably 4 years prior to that, I was an alderman for 6 years, common council president for 4. During my time as council, or as an alderman, I stayed on virtually every city committee, running for re-election for mayor. And, just got a lot of things going on, got a lot of things we started. I just want an opportunity to finish them, that's all. So it's, I love my job, that's why I'm running again.
Okay. Just a couple things, I guess, in the last 4 years. What would you say you've gotten done that you're happy with?
Well, I think the city's come a long way in the last 4 years. Saying that, I think we got a lot to do, but we've got a lot of economic development you're talking about. We've developed our downtown. Financially, the city is very strong. When I took office in 2004, I came into a appropriate fund balance of 2.1 million. Today's 3.4 million and growing. We've had the last 3 budgets have been good budgets, I think. The 2005, 2006 were under 3%. 2007. Going into 2008 is going to be 0.25 or 1%. So, financially we're strong. Started to spend a lot of time on neighborhoods. Formed historic preservation committee to help with some neighborhoods. During my tenure at City Hall, I have really restructured virtually every department. Assessment, youth department, highways and parks, engineering. We all new people there. We restructured all the departments. This year, as you know, I've asked the council to focus on building inspection as we move forward. Concerned about the potential deterioration of the housing stock in some areas of the city. I think if we're going to make any changes there, it's got to start with building inspection. So, we had some personnel there. It was a bit controversial, I think. I'm really the one that was pushed this. I really have been one to encourage the council to do this. So, the onus is going to be on me for the next 4 years to make it work. I have confidence I can make it work, and I have confidence that in the end, the city will be better off for it, both economically and aesthetically.
Do you think there's going to be a domino effect at all with the, with housing, and then Mike Deal came looking for more money, keep them around? I mean, with the department heads,
I think so.
They're ready to retire, pretty close to retirement. Is there a chance that we set a precedent that could be dangerous going forward?
Well, I think I think you set a precedent if it's something you're going to continue to do. I think we take each individual situation. And building inspection, Harry left. Harry was the likely heir apparent to Jim. That might not have been the case, but he might have been. He left, retired. Jim was going to retire. I mean, we were really between a rock and a hard place. I thought, we wouldn't even have it. We got a new guy on. Doug Benedict does a trainee. He's been there for 6 months.
Yeah.
Got a lot to do. I mean, we wouldn't even be able to go and fight cases in court in front of Judge DeMillo because we just wouldn't have that expertise. Knowing what I wanted to do in the city, as far as housing and neighborhoods and things, I just thought it was something that needed to be done. And it's not something that we're used to doing, something that normally that we wouldn't do, especially adding people to that department. We're usually going in another direction, but taking people out of the departments, out of the city. So I think, could it happen in other department heads? Sure, I would expect, the department heads to come in and try to do the same thing.
Right.
I think we take each case on its own merit. I think it's probably highly unlikely we do that again. In Mike Deal's situation, there are several people there that maybe have the qualifications or pretty close being qualified to doing what Mike does. That being said, I think Mike's done a great job. He's been here a long time. He's done a great job. But this is something the council wanted to get done. at budget time with Mike Deal. You know, I was adamantly opposed to it at that time. I'm not comfortable to do it today, but it's not to say that someday things change.
Right.
But you know, I see it as taking it as a case-by-case basis. I think it's a highly unusual situation with building inspection. I don't see it rising again. I think there's other people, like I said, that can take over from Mike Deal, but we'll see. You know, we'll see as we move forward. You know, Mike Deal, prior to all of this conversation, I mean, I never really had a conversation with Mike Deal about whether he's going to retire or stay.
Right.
You know, I think some of these departments now may use this as leverage in our city. That's fine. You know, I fully expect that. That doesn't mean you're going to get it. It's going to happen.
So I guess I'll finish up so the rest of you guys can ask questions. As far as this one goes, case by case, that's good. But is the city getting ready and grooming the people who are underneath these department heads? Are these department heads willing to groom the people that are underneath them? You know, so that someone's ready to step in.
I think the department has to do what I tell them to do.
Yeah.
But you know, it's difficult, and I've talked to Joyce about this. You know, just because somebody reaches retirement age doesn't mean they're going to retire.
Right.
And for us to go out and hire somebody, for example, you know, we knew Jim was going to retire. Jim was talking about retiring. You know, I thought Harry, you know, we were going to talk to Harry. Harry left for Jim.
Right.
But to hire somebody
On
on the chance that Jim may leave or Mike may leave, you know, you put this person on the payroll.
Yeah.
What if this person decides to stay for 3 or 4 years? You know, what do you do with that person? So I think it's a tough thing.
Right.
You know, I think we need to do a little better job with as we move forward with this. I think we need to learn from this. But I do think that building inspection was just one of those situations that you know, I mean, we really didn't have a whole lot of options there. You know, we can train people better. I think we can always train people better. We will. But I'm just really not in favor of bringing people on the payroll.
Yeah, not so much that, but just
As
more.
they've come.
Yeah, and just more of the people who are working beneath them, can they step up to the plate?
Yeah, I think
If
if
it's
they-
not without, you know, not with adding, but you know, someone here was
Well,
ready to step up.
We have that, and we really have that in every department. You know,
Yeah.
there's a deputy treasurer.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you know, we have some people who
Promote
hold the
within.
licenses
Yeah.
for water and sewer. It's certainly another options for us that we didn't have in this building inspection scenario.
Okay. Go ahead, you guys, and not the last one.
The parking ramp downtown, number one, just what's going on with it, and number two, what would you like to see happen with it personally?
Well, I have to tell you, I've changed a little bit. You know, I changed a lot in a lot of ways because, you know, Canal Street, the parking ramp, when the parking ramp situation first came up, I'll be honest, I was kind of blindsided by it. You know, I went in the ramp, and I thought the ramp looked a lot worse than it was. I mean, it looks bad, but I think it was structurally unsound, you know? And then we had this issue with our tower people, and, you know, Luke Reddy comes in, and, you know, so the whole thing got kind of crazy. That being said, I think that, you know, with everything going, if you go downtown now, especially on the weekend, Friday, Saturday night, downtown is very busy. We have a lot more people working downtown today than have worked there 4 years ago. So I think we need the ramp. So we're gonna, refurbish the ramp and restore the ramp probably next summer. What we're doing today is we've hired a consultant to come in to look at the structural integrity of the ramp, and we're going each pillar at a time, and each floor at a time, and let us know where the problems are, and then as part of this process, they'll give us a plan that we can have to go out for bid for construction, and they'll help us with that process. There's going to be several scenarios. One's going to be demolition, one's going to be taking a couple floors off, only leaving 3 floors. I would look at facade put on each side, on the Main Street side and the Pine Street side to kind of hide the ramp a little bit. But, you know, as we continue working on the lock project, Flat 5, and we continue to develop downtown, you know, we need parking. Mr. Grancelli needs some parking for one of his buildings. I've been talking to him. Don't know what it's going to cost us. You know, I suppose at the end of the day, that will be the deciding factor. But, you know, I got to figure it's going to be 7 figures to knock it down, probably 7 figures to keep it up.